Welcome back to Cleaning with Chaos. As you can see, I have a couple of comics here I want to work on today. I was going to show you an update on the airplane, but when I took it outside to paint earlier today, the paint dried before it reached the model, or the metal. So yeah, that's not happening. It's like 1,000,000,000 degrees outside. No, it's over 100 degrees. So yeah, that's not good paint weather. I'll have to wait till we have a cooler day to paint that. So that project is temporarily on hold till I have a decent day to work on it. So let's see what we're going to do to these. We've got Weird Wonder Tales #1. I think I'm going to do a clean and a press on this. Just nothing crazy. Just get some of the surface dirt off and press it and make it look pretty so I can sell it. Where Creatures Roam #1, same thing, clean and a press and get it ready for sale. And X-Men #12, and all I'm going to do to this is remove the clearance label and maybe give it a press. So we'll go ahead and do that first, because that's the easiest one, obviously. Let me get my equipment started up and plugged in, and we'll get started on it. As you can see, I zoomed in, and we're going to go ahead and start warming it up. You can use any size tack iron for this. I just like the small one. It's good for a lot of other things as well. What do you want, Delco? Let me warm it up a little more. I think this is going to come off in pieces rather than in one piece, which is a shame. I prefer them to come off all at once. There we go. I will finish this off camera and show you the finished results, but you know the basics of how I do it now. So we'll go ahead and finish that off camera and get started on another one. Let's get started cleaning up this Where Creatures Roam. Get my right board out. The backing board I use most of the time for this. I have another one around too that I like to put in. couple of Kim wipes made by Kim Tech. I have no affiliation with them other than liking their product. I use them to clean my glasses too. I got a tiny bit of dirt off of there, not a whole lot, but we did get some. We'll zoom out a little bit so you can see better what I'm doing. Turn it. Get out my Immaculate. Although I could just use an eraser on this, I'm going to go ahead and use Immaculate. You know what? Yeah. And as you can see, I got a lot of dirt off of that. Let that sit and dry. Should take about 10 minutes. And we'll get out the weird wonder tails. This one I'm going to do a little differently. This one we're going to use an eraser on. Just to show you there's different ways to do things. I'll probably Immaculate it anyway, but this is the simplest way to clean a comic. I'm using a little bit of sandpaper just to clean off the eraser. You know, if you are afraid to use a chemical like Immaculate, this would be the best way to go. And each comic is different, and each comic requires a different type of cleaning. Notice I'm only hitting the white areas. That's one of the downsides of using the eraser method, is you can only really use it. But look at all the dirt that I took off. Should be using a pencil top eraser for this, but I don't feel like reaching over and grabbing one. Again, it's taking off a lot of dirt. I restarted my camera to make sure it didn't decide to turn off on me, as it often does. Fortunately, I didn't tear it. I'm going to have to use a MacuClean on this whether I want to or not. It's got this stain on it, and I think the MacuClean will take it off, and the eraser's not going to do it. So, yeah, I don't know what I did with my brush. I've got it somewhere. You know, I lose stuff all the time. It's one of the hazards of having a lot of stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to pay attention to these staples here. Get out a couple of cotton swabs. I just use the cheap ones that, you know, you buy them cheap. And all I'm going to do is go over the edge a little bit like this. The staples are still going to be off or off color. They're never going to be bright unless I electroplate them. And I don't have the facilities. I have all the stuff I need to do electroplating, but I don't have any place to set it up. And if I do set it up somewhere, then I have to take something else down. So until I have a place to set that up, until I can sell more stuff and make more room, I won't be doing any of that. Yeah, they're going to remain dull. So, yeah, let me go ahead and go on back to this one, Where Creatures Roam. I'm going to hit it one more time with a MacuClean and see what that looks like. Like I said, very light. I'm not applying any pressure at all. Hit these white areas a little better. I should be able to make this, yeah, it's still got a lot of dirt. But I should be able to make this a good copy of Where Creatures Roam, graded a good when I'm done. But it'll be a clean good. I'll be back in a little while. I'm going to work on these three a little more. Probably going to do some MacuClean on the Weird Tales. and then I'll show you where I'm at. Well, here we are 18 hours later. It's Friday morning, but I can get this done, no problem. I'm going to start out with showing you the fail. I consider this one a fail. Although I did take the sticker off, I lost some color on the comic, and it's actually rough right here where I actually dug into the paper a little bit. So this is a total fail. I'll lot it up with a couple other X-Men and maybe get 50 cents a piece for them, or some other comics and get maybe 50 cents a piece for them, if I'm lucky. So that's a fail. This one, it actually turned out pretty good, but it needs more work. It turns out there's still some schmutz here that needs to come off. So I'm going to have to use some more Immaculate on it and try to get that off. The cover is loose on this. So it's a fair to good comic on the best of days, but I'd like to get as much as that schmutz or whatever it is off of there as possible. So that's a semi success, which is a nice way of saying failure. And then we have this one. And this one turned out really nice. I mean, I like it a lot. I didn't use any Immaculate on the cover, on the front cover. I did use it on the back, and I got quite a bit. There's still a little bit of schmutz here. I'm not worried about that too much. I got 99% of it off, so. And it cleaned up pretty nice. I might work on this one a little bit more before I offer it up for sale. But yeah, I think it turned out nice other than that little bit of schmutz on the back cover. Lots of nice color gloss on it. Most of the creases are to the point where you can barely see them. So yeah, I expect to get a decent amount of money for this one. So this one I'm going to rate a success, and the other two a partial failure and a failure. So there you have it. Make sure before you handle your comics or your cards or whatever you're into, that you wash your hands. It's good for your comics, and more importantly, it's good for your health. And I'll see you on my next Just a Minute video, whenever that happens to be, because I don't know when I'm going to make them. They just pop out of me once in a while. Bye.